A burette is an instrument used for precisely measuring the amount of one solution that is added to another solution while performing an experiment, usually a titration. You'll notice that your burette is graduated from 0 mils at the top to about 50 mils at the bottom. This is because you actually want to measure how much solution was lost from the burette, as opposed to how much solution was actually in the burette to start. So suppose at the beginning of your experiment, your burette was filled to a reading of about 0.43 mils. If after your experiment was finished, the final burette reading was 25.57 mils, you'll know that you withdrew exactly 25.14 mils from the burette. This is important to know if your results depend very precisely on the amount of reactants that are added, as they often do. So let's make sure we're using and caring for the burette properly. Before using your burette, you should always make sure it's clean. So first drain it and collect about 75 mils of the X-strand cleaning solution available in the lab into a 100 ml beaker. Using a step stool and a funnel, pour the X-strand solution into the burette with the stopcock open so that it gets into the tip of the burette as well. Then close the stopcock and let the solution sit for about 5 minutes. After that, drain the burette back into your beaker and return the X-strand solution to the bottle you found it in. Next, fill the burette with regular tap water and drain it a total of 4 times to give it a good rinse. Finally, fill the burette with deionized water and drain it a total of 2 times. Just to make sure there isn't anything else that will contaminate your measurements, place about 10 mils of the solution you'll actually be using in your experiment in the burette and drain it. Do this one more time and you're ready to fill it. Fill your burette to somewhere between the 0 and 1 mil mark, being careful to have filled the tip of the burette as well. Remove the funnel you've been using and allow the level of solution inside the burette to settle. Read and record the initial volume of the burette and you're ready to start a titration. Unless you're working with a very dark colored solution, all readings in the burette are taken from the bottom of the meniscus, and readings are always taken to 2 decimal places, though the second decimal place has to be estimated. You'll want to make sure that you don't have any air bubbles in the tip of the burette. So remember to always leave the stopcock open while pouring solutions into the burette to prevent bubbles forming, and then close the stopcock immediately after the solution fills above it. If an air bubble is found, just open the stopcock quickly to allow the bubble to flush out. Other problems that will affect the quality of your burette operation include leaking around the stopcock, so check to make sure that yours isn't leaking, leaving the funnel in the burette, filling the burette too rapidly, thereby causing bubble formation inside the burette, and not reading the burette at eye level, which is important to get a proper reading. At the end of your experiment, drain the burette and flush it with tap water twice. Finally, fill it with deionized water and you're good to go.